Hi, this is producer Mattius Mack talking to you from AFM 2013, and I'm here on Actors Reporter with Kurt Kelly.
Kurt Kelly live from Live Video Inc. and Actors Reporter at the 34th Annual American Film Market taking place at the beautiful Lowe's Hotel in Santa Monica, California. Mattius, how are you?
I'm good. How are you?
How many of these have you been to?
This is my fifth, I believe.
Really?
Yeah.
Wow. And how has it changed over the 5 that you've gone to?
Well, it took a little bit of a dip when the economy, economy was a little rough. It's always a dynamic. It's always a dynamic event, and it's always a great place to meet a lot of people, all in the same place. In that respect, it has a lot in common with Sundance,
right?
Where within a very short amount of time you can meet an enormous amount of people that you could spend the rest of the year trying to get together with, chase and never get to meet them.
Please, why aren't you returning my calls? Why don't you answer my email?
Exactly.
Oh, hey, I found you.
Right.
Yeah, it's amazing how the attitudes will change at an event like this. The people who are manic and frantic somehow seem to tone it down enough so they can be out in public.
Well, the nice thing about a market
Yes.
is that everybody knows that you're here for business.
Right.
So no one's offended if you approach them that way. You can walk up to people that you don't know and introduce yourself and get into a conversation about film or television or any other entertainment-related product, and there's no offense taken, and everybody's receptive because everybody's here for the same purpose, to make a sale, to buy something. It's we're all on the same page.
So what films have you done over the years?
I produced or executive produced a number of independent films.
Right.
That have been distributed by a few different entities. I just made a deal this morning on a little film called Baby Fat that will be probably coming out the beginning of next year. I've got a film called Commit that's being distributed by Vanguard. I've got a good little horror film called Seven Nights that's out with Maxim Media that's doing very well. So I've got a number of films in a number of different genres that have all found their legs. Found homes, yes. Found homes and audiences as well.
How did you start in the film industry and television?
Actually, when I came back into the business when I moved out here, I did half a dozen internships.
Well, you said come back into the business.
I started out in theater in New York
Okay.
many years ago, and then I left the business and essentially went into sales and marketing and finance.
Right.
And then I moved out to LA and came back into entertainment, and I did about a half a dozen internships on the business side,
which
of
is
things.
actually a smart idea.
It's a
It's
great
a way
idea.
to get a foot in the door, even if you can't get the job.
Oh yeah, it's a wonderful idea, and it created a lot of opportunities. And from that, I ended up producing talk radio, and I ended up doing talent management
Here in Los Angeles.
here in Los Angeles.
Which talk radio?
I was the producer on a radio show called The Spiritual Seeker.
Okay.
With publicist Michael Levine.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
I know Michael.
Yeah,
Okay.
yeah. So I was his producer for a little while on
Okay.
that, and then eventually worked myself into a number of different things. I took off a little bit of time. Went to USC Film School.
Nice place to go.
It was a great place to go.
If you can afford it.
I'm still paying for it.
I was going to say, if you can afford it. Not a cheap ride.
And then ended up producing a number of these small films.
Right.
Got accepted into the Producers Guild.
Congratulations.
And became a VP of acquisitions for a small film distributor. And now I'm working independently and really beginning to segue into more of a speaking career. I've been doing a lot of speaking. I just came back from the Big Bear Film Festival,
Right.
where I was talking about how to create pull for creatives in Hollywood. Essentially, what I began to notice was that it took creative people enormous amounts of time to figure out who to talk to and who they wanted to do business with, and how to communicate socially with people. And based upon the research that I did, I began to see that there was a formula.
Right.
And that's what I've been talking about. And I put a website together that deals with that. It's called howtocreatepull.com.
Congratulations.
Thank you.
So what do you want to do when you grow up?
I think I'll be president of the United States.
Okay.
Okay.
At least you've decided to grow up. Some of
my,
us haven't.
In my next life.
In your next life, okay. Because growing up is overrated. People get all stressed out and forget to have fun.
In this life, actually, I'm in the process of writing a book.
About
What I was
the whole
talking
experience.
About how to create pull. And what I've noticed is that if you want to go into the business side of entertainment, there's a pathway.
Yes, there is.
But there's no pathway on the creative side. It's sort of hit and miss. And that set me off on a research mission, and I ended up reading a couple of dozen books on the subject, and I began to see that there were common points. And all of a sudden the matrix starts to open up and you begin to see that there is a way to do it. And those are the things that I ended up talking about, and I created I'm getting ahead of myself.
Okay.
The bottom line is there's a way to do it, and there are a lot of really great creative people in Hollywood that don't get an opportunity, and the reason they don't get an opportunity is because they just don't know how to communicate.
Oh, you've hit a nail on the head. Or sometimes can't get out of the way of themselves.
Exactly.
Because there are many times that can be your biggest roadblock.
Exactly, and there is a way for them to get out of themselves and to become externally conscious of what they're doing, and I think it's very possible to do in 5 to 8 years what a lot of actors don't take 25 to do.
Or
And that's what
never
we talk about.
achieve because
or never achieve at all.
They're professional doing something else.
Right, they're very talented, but they don't know how to make friends.
Right. I really appreciate your time today. Thank
I
you for
appreciate
stopping
you.
by.
Thank you so much.
We'll be back with more from AFM 2013 in just a moment. I'm
Take
Kurt
care.
Kelly.
Bye-bye.